Now, luckily, we have an honest press secretary with a very solid grasp of the facts who's committed to transparency. Only kidding. Over the last 2 weeks, Karine Jean-Pierre has sadly embarrassed herself over and over as she has attempted again and again to stonewall the press and has told, let's just charitably call them untruths to the American people. Take a look.
What I can tell you right now is what the president share with you what the president said to all of you, right? Which is he was surprised by this. He definitely, truly respects the process here. And also when it comes to classified, he takes classified documents very seriously. That search was completed last night, and now this is in the hands of the Justice Department.
So we should assume that it has been completed?
You should assume that it's been completed, yes. Right? They completed the search with documents being found last night. I have answered your questions as almost every day on this issue. And again, anything else that you may have, anything that's related to the review, I would refer to the Department of Justice. You guys can ask me this 100 times, 200 times if you wish. I'm going to keep saying the same thing.
Are you upset that you came out to this podium on Friday with incomplete and inaccurate information? And are you concerned that it affects your credibility up here?
Well, what I'm concerned about is making sure that we do not politically interfere in the Department of Justice, that we continue to be consistent over the last 2 years, and that is continue to refer you all when it comes to an ongoing process, and I'll just leave it there.
So obviously, we're not going to hear the truth from the Biden administration in any way. That's why investigations in the House are critically important. Here now with the very latest on those investigations, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer. Congressman, let's start with what we now know. It's not one location, it's now 4 locations. Your reaction?
Well, this just shows how irresponsible the president is. It shows that they haven't been truthful. The only reason we know about these documents is because of investigative reporting at CBS. Someone leaked to CBS that Joe Biden had these documents. Now, that in itself should be part of the investigation, because we don't know who had access to these documents. And for the Democrats to go on national television and say, well, the president did the right thing, he immediately turned them over November the 2nd. Why did we not find out about it until 60-plus days later? And then we only found out about it because of an investigative report. It wasn't because they stood up at the press conference and said they had done this. We would never know about this. We don't know that there were only 5 documents initially just because Joe Biden's personal attorneys, who, by the way, don't have national security clearance, said they found these classified documents and did the right thing and turned them in. That doesn't mean anything to me, and it shouldn't mean much to the American people.
Congressman, you stated that the National Archives is stonewalling on the Biden document scandal. And what is your take on Hunter's $50,000 a month payment, a total of $580,000, apparently not indicated on Joe Biden's tax returns in terms of rent money that he was paying his own father? Doesn't that, I can understand that down in Florida on an oceanfront property, or Malibu, California, or Silicon Valley, but I really don't get Delaware getting that kind of rent for one room.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. We're looking into that. That's one reason we've requested bank documents, bank records. We're looking into the suspicious activity reports. We're going to be looking at tax records, just like the House Ways and Means Committee did on the former President Trump. We're going to continue to look into this and all other areas of revenue from Joe Biden and from the Biden family. Look, you said it great in your monologue, Sean. This family's been involved in influence peddling for a decade, and they've received millions of dollars from anonymous sources in China. That's very concerning. We know that for a fact. Now, the question is how much of that trickled down to Joe Biden, and that's a major part of our investigation. Once we get these bank records and bank documents, we'll start holding our public hearings, and I think the American people will learn a lot about what influence peddling is and how much involved Joe Biden was with the family influence peddling schemes.
Congressman, you sent a letter to FBI Director Wray urging the FBI to investigate Hunter's relationship with a suspected Chinese spy, Jackie. Her last name is Bao. What can you tell us about this person of interest?
We're looking into her. I've reached out to people on the Intelligence Committee that have a little higher security clearance. You know, this is something that that should be very concerning. This has a lot of similarities to the Eric Swalwell situation. She was born in America. She went to China to a university, the university that has a reputation of developing their spies and developing their cyber attackers and things like that. Once she graduated, she went to work for the CCP. That was on her resume. She worked there. This isn't speculation. We know this. She worked there for several years and then moved back to the United States. And lo and behold, she started working for Hunter Biden. How they met, I have no idea. But she worked for Hunter Biden. And on the laptop, one of the things we presented at the press conference was a PowerPoint presentation of the United States, written in Chinese, all the major locations of natural gas distributors. And it was a PowerPoint for a plan for the Biden family, with Joe being the big guy. This is the deal that Joe was supposed to be the big guy in. And they were going to help not only sell liquefied natural gas to CCP, but they were also going to help the Chinese start taking investments in the drillers for natural gas. So this is an opportunity for the Bidens to help China get their foot in the door on the infrastructure of our energy industry in America. This should be very concerning, and this is another reason we're investigating this family.
I'm going to make a prediction, Congressman. It's going to be your investigation that shows Joe Biden lied to the American people when he said he never had even a conversation with his son or any family member about their foreign business dealings. And it's going to come down to the money. And the money will prove that money came from China and Russia and Kazakhstan and Ukraine. And Joe Biden, this will be influence peddling. That will be the charge. That's my prediction. Let's see if I'm right. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.